That's one issue I would like to discuss during this convention as well. That's a topic that they haven't been talking about it. Different organizations want to I think they will ban boxing participants for 2 years. I think Paco doesn't have to make any statement about it. And I think the IBF, and if I'm right, it's taking them 1 year. I think we'll ban the boxing for 1 year. Whatever it is. I think
Gervonta Davis officially revoked Gervonta Davis's boxing license following the controversial men round incident in his fight against Lamont Roach earlier this month. This decision comes amid intense backlash, with critics accusing the organization of double standards. Many believe that Steve Willis, the judges and the technical review team played a role in robbing Lamont Roach of what should have been his 26th career victory right.
Right.
But you say you don't think he willing though.
Whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Spit fucking around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on, ref.
Time out.
You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No.
The WBA had a chance to restore its credibility and show the boxing world that it operates with integrity, but instead, it let everyone down. The blatant bias toward Gervonta Davis, the A side of the fight, was clear to see. Despite multiple human and technical errors that tainted the bout, the organization refused to overturn the result in favor of Lamont Roach after reviewing the incident. This decision sparked a wave of backlash across the boxing community. Fans, analysts, and professionals alike voiced their outrage, accusing the WBA of protecting its star fighter instead of upholding fairness. In response to the growing controversy, WBA President Gilberto Mendoza stopped short of reversing the result. However, he did take disciplinary action. Gervonta Davis's boxing license has now been revoked, and any talks of an immediate rematch have been shut down. Davis will face a 1-year suspension as the WBA labeled his role in the situation as negligent.
there's no studies about it. There's nothing that we could say which the pros or the amateurs, which one is dangerous or which one is not. You know, I look forward to having whatever medical guidance we need to follow to develop, you know, to protect boxers. That's one thing. I'm really concerned on this matter and not jump ahead, because I do believe that the international WBA, a lot of professionals participate in this.
However, this wasn't the WBA's initial position. After Gervonta Davis was humbled by WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. on March 1st, a bout that ended in a controversial majority draw, tarnishing Davis's previously perfect record, the organization appeared hesitant to take any action. Fans quickly erupted in outrage, especially over a highly debated moment in the 9th round. Davis unexpectedly took a knee, and referee Steve Willis began a standing 10 count, only to reverse the call and rule it a no-knockdown moments later. The confusion left many stunned. It was later revealed that grease from Davis's face had dripped into his eyes, temporarily blurring his vision. Still, the moment played a major role in the judges' scoring, ultimately costing Roach Jr. what many believe should have been a clear and deserved victory. As tensions grew, the New York State Athletic Commission stepped in, adding more fuel to the fire.
What you was thinking when Tank did that when he took the knee? What you was thinking when he took the knee?
I can't speak on it.
Can't speak on that?
Can't.
He did some bullshit though?
I can't speak on it.
No personal opinion?
The New York State Athletic Commission later revealed that a technical issue during the fight had prevented officials from properly reviewing the 9th round incident in real time. However, after receiving a formal appeal from Roach's team, the commission reopened its investigation, a move that many believed should have led to the draw being overturned in Roach's favor. Meanwhile, the WBA only added to the controversy. In a now deleted article published on its official website, the organization attempted to justify referee Steve Willis's decision. The piece claimed that, from their perspective, the call was neither unreasonable nor unjustifiable. According to the WBA, Willis ruled in real time under the belief that Gervonta Davis had not been struck by a punch before going down, and therefore it did not qualify as a knockdown.
And there will be a lot of energy, a lot of things to do. I try to find a plan to do it. thing regarding the rest, I hope you can enjoy China, and the fortune of WBA China doing this convention.
According to regulations, judges must follow the referee's call. They can't overrule his decision on knockdowns. While some critics argued that Steve Willis's ruling gave Gervonta Davis an unfair advantage, the WBA didn't see it that way. In a now-deleted article, the WBA defended the referee, saying his decision wasn't unreasonable, but that explanation only made things worse. The backlash was swift, and the article quietly vanished from their website, but not before becoming a major point of controversy. With pressure mounting, WBA President Gilberto Mendoza Jr. was finally forced to break his silence and address the situation head-on.
Obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, you know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
An opinion piece published by a contributor to the WBA's website tried to downplay the controversy. WBA President Gilberto Mendoza quickly distanced the organization from it. He clarified that he had no involvement, stating, "I don't belong to any committee, nor do I influence or give opinions on any decisions within our association." Meanwhile, Lamont Roach Jr. took to social media to vent his frustration. In a pointed tweet, he wrote, "If y'all think Buddy was just off or had an off night, that stuff is just different there with me. I told y'all from the start, just because I and everybody else too feel like I won, don't mean I said he was easy work or anything." Roach's message was clear. This wasn't about disrespect, it was about fairness.
And that, like, that kind of landed. He kind of rolled with it, but after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like...
In the wake of the controversy, WBA President Gilberto Mendoza began pushing for an immediate rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. Mendoza acknowledged the backlash, saying, "I think there's not going to be any doubt about having a rematch on this. We need to send a strong message." The WBA formally ordered the rematch, giving Davis 120 days to settle things in the ring. Roach, the major underdog in their first meeting, now waits for his shot at redemption.
He wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that. Right. That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref.
Following intense backlash, especially over the 9th round controversy, Gervonta Davis stated that he's open to a rematch. But with his boxing license now revoked, the future of that rematch is in limbo. As for the now deleted article from the WBA's website, it appears to have either been mistakenly published or simply reflected a personal opinion, not the official stance of the organization. Still, the bigger question remains: how will the New York State Athletic Commission rule? Will Davis be handed the first loss of his career, or will boxing's business machine once again protect one of its biggest stars?